Alright guys, so today's video we're going to talk about how to create the Y cable for the LCI AC unit and the bottom trim to keep the bulb. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you that this video might be a little boring for some of you guys. Pretty much it's just me building the Y cable and really talking about the design and how it's supposed to be built. I do have links below on how to do the cabling, so that's going to be the main part. And then if you want to skip forward to the very end, it shows like the finished look of the LCI head unit with the LEDs around the trim, and me sort of giving you an idea of what you have to do, anything that you'll have to work on with the cable, etc, etc, etc. All right, so as I said, I'd give a more detailed build of the cables essentially. So you're gonna need a set of cables, which I am actually gonna read out the part numbers. So you're going to need part number 61136931929, universal pin terminal, uncoded, and that should be universal pin terminal, uncoded. That should be 79, which is this one right here. Actually, let me close the blinds for you, or I'm gonna flip this other way. That way you can see without the back shadows. Yeah, it's there we go. I'm gonna turn on some light for you guys. Sheesh. Perfect. So 795. That, or let's see, 929. That is this one right here. Then you're going to need one socket housing uncoded, 3 POL, part number 611-383-77072. That is this one right here. It's another cap. So this is actually the male, and then the one before was the female. Then you're going to need 3 pin contacts, part number 611-3000-5198. So these actually come with cables crimped on them. So this is 198. So that's these right here. It's I believe a smaller gauge. And then you're going to need 3 pin contact. 3 bushing contacts. Part number 611-3000-5197. And they look very similar to the other ones. It's just the ends are the female type instead of the male type. So that's the main difference between these two. And then the last thing is 3 pin contacts. They're not on the cable. And we're going to use pliers to sort of crimp it. But it's going to be part number 611-31393-723. So first things first is we're actually going to take the part number 198. It's the 3 male pin contacts, the male, and put it into the pin housing male, which is part number 929, ending in 929. Hopefully it's a little bit easier just going by the last 3 digits. So I'm going to straighten this out. Actually, no, sorry, this is female pin contact. That is my mistake. For the housing itself. The pins are actually going to be male though. So 597 198 6929 929. Yep. 198. Yep. So I'm gonna start clipping these in, which should make sure we're doing this right. So looks like there should only be one way for these to slip in, which I am hoping. Yep. So if you can see, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see or if this will focus properly. So I have the little clip up top. This is facing up. I need to rearrange this camera, huh? Let's try this again. Who? Hopefully this is a little better. Okay. So facing up as so. Man, it's really hard to focus. And then see how this is facing up. And we're going to insert each one of these in. You'll hear it click. It's got a nice click to it. So I'm going to do these to all three. You'll want to straighten these out, not pinch them. Two. I'm hoping you hear the clicks because they're like nice crisp clicks when they go in. And the next one, and I'll definitely link the DIY that I found, and it was really helpful, but I figured a video would help. So I'm in the third one. So now these are all secure. They're not coming out. Giving it a good tug. Come on, camera. Alright, whatever. It's fine. Everything's fine, right? So, there we have one side of it. And then we're going to do the 3 female bushing contacts ending in 197 into socket housing 072. So this is 072. This is the male end. As you see. I'm like having a real hard time getting this to focus properly, unfortunately. Come on, camera. You can do it. Let me try changing the focus to manual. Now I'm going to adjust focus and see if that, there we go. So we're actually going to do it this way. This is a little bit easier. So it will always stay in focus. So as you see, this is the male. I'm hoping this stays in focus the whole time. And then we're going to take the other cables and insert them as said. Now, these cables do look extremely long, so we will end up shortening them. It looks like you want about all 6 wires to be a length of 10 centimeters. So we'll do that in a second. So this is what I was saying earlier. You see, like, it pokes up top, and then you'll actually see a clip up here. And then you'll see these. It's facing up. We'll slide it in, like so. Hear the click. So there's one, and I'm actually not going to be able to finish this video right now. I have the other cable coming. So I'm just going to do part of the cable build, and then I'll finish it whenever the other male piece comes in. So same thing, click. And then again, the next click. Boom. So now you should have two harnesses as so, and then they will insert into each other like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to shorten these cables. Now what's going to happen when we shorten it is we're going to end up twisting the three together. And then you'll end up using this to wrap around it, and usually you would use a crimp tool, but I don't have one, so I'm going to use the pliers and just bend these closed, and that'll work perfectly fine. They're essentially the same as the ends of these, and then you insert the last set into the male connector as so. So what's going to happen is you have a male already in the car, and it goes to this connector right here, and then it splits off to this one and the other one to power both of the lightings. But like I said, I'll have to finish this later, but this is what we got so far. And then I'm gonna work on this some more by cutting these to the correct length. 10 centimeters. Let me go grab a measuring tape, and I'll be able to tell you how long it's going to look, and then I'll go ahead and cut it and start twist tying them together. So 10 centimeters is going to be right around 4 inches. It's actually 3.937. We're just going to say 4 inches because why the hell would we make it difficult upon ourselves? So if you can see this, it's going to be like that. And we can make it a little bit longer. So I'm going to do about that length, because we're gonna actually have to cut the ends, the shielding, about 4 to 5 millimeters, just so we can twist them together. So we're gonna do about this much right here, so maybe about 5 inches just in case where my finger is. And I need scissors, sorry guys. Scissors. Let's try this again. So here's the end. Let's do about 5. Boom, right there. And cut. So there's one set of cables. Again, I want it to be pretty similar on the cable ends, so I'm going to base it off the cable. Right. Boom, right there. Select it. And now we have very symmetrical length cables right here. So, I mean, most of you on this channel probably haven't really spliced cables very often. That's why I left all that extra slack. You usually want about this much. It's about 5 millimeters right there. Boop. Yeah, seems about right. So I'm gonna start edging. And for those of you that aren't used to doing it this way, I would highly suggest using a wire stripper. But this is actually how some of the Spectrum guys do it, this way. And that's how I was always taught. So I have these like pair of like snips, whatever they call them. And then what I do is I lightly press the edges, as so. Oh, as you see, I get the cable, and then boop, just like that. So that is how I normally do it. We'll just go ahead and twist it to make sure it doesn't fray. And then I'm gonna move on to the next one, as so. I wanna make sure it's about the same length. Go right there. And the insulation on this is actually pretty good. So don't worry about putting too much pressure. Just don't like go ham on it. So I'm just putting light pressure around the cable. And sorry for the focus. I didn't want to keep it on autofocus. Because I feel like it's just going to keep searching. So I do apologize for that. There we go. There's that one. On to the next one. Just make sure it's about the same length. Yes. And start doing this. Now some of you will wonder, hey, why don't you just buy this online? Because you definitely can. Well, you know, like when you buy them online from China and stuff, sometimes they don't work. Sometimes they use really shitty cables, connectors, etc. So I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather have, you know, BMW quality cables or connectors. That way I know they're definitely gonna fit. So that's my reasoning, and I figured this would be cool for the channel, for you guys to really see this, and really join me in this journey of creating this cable, and seeing my car sort of converted into partial LCI. And on to the next one. Let me see if autofocusing is actually going to make this better or worse for this particular part. It may or may not be better, so we'll see. Again. Now we actually had all that extra slack where I said it was more than 4 inches. And the reason why we did that was so if I mess up on this, I have another try. So if I cut too much, I can try it again. Let's see. See, this is the focus I was worried about. Alright, so I'm gonna change this again, refocus. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. Again, line it up. See where we're at. Just like that. And it might seem like I'm like really loud. I apologize. but my mouth is very close to the camera. I don't have the top mount for my tripod. I have a Gitzo tripod in storage, and I don't use it because I can't like angle the camera on it because I don't have that top piece. But it's full carbon fiber. It's really nice. Very expensive tripod, but the ball mount or swivel is like $300, which is just as much as some tripods. Some people will say, why don't you just buy another tripod? Why buy another one when I already have one? Right now I'm just using the streaming one that I use for when I stream on Twitch for fun. So if you ever want to watch me play some games, and I would say I'm pretty decent at Call of Duty, multiplayer at least. Not so much Warzone, but you know my handle. It's always Tazens. Also, the ones in on eBay that are made in China or whatever, they would have taken like weeks to get to me. That is also another reason why I didn't want to get those. So, just so you know. Alright, so now I need to see need to see where I'm twisting which cables. Okay. So, you'll want to do pin assignment. Brown pin 1 to red or white pin 2, blue and white pin 3. So, all the wires are in the black, so to find the pairs in the corresponding pin numbers 1, 2, and 3 imprinted on the green pin and socket housings. So connect the 2 wires for pin 1 by twisting the wires together, and then also the correspondings. So I'm going to try to find it on this for you. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see that, but I'm hoping you can, and I'm going to shine a light on it just so you can maybe see it a little bit better. So to the furthest right is 1, the middle is 2, and 3, and this is the male side. So 1, 2, 3, and then on the female side it goes 1, 2, 3 from the left. So 1 is on the left, 2 is in the middle, 3 is on the right. So we're going to do 1 to 1. So the furthest on the female, the furthest left to the furthest right on the male. Wait, no, sorry. 1. Yeah, no, I was right. I'm sorry. I'm mistaking myself. Again, I will have these instructions online. So as you see, I'm going to twist these together. Just like that. Boom, there's 1. Then I want to do the middle. I'm going to actually cut the cables to be a little bit more even too. You'll want to do that. You don't want one to extend out too much more. Just like that.
then 3. Man, I came pretty close on the lengths just by eyeing it. Not too bad, huh? Very cool. So it's currently going to look like this. Oof. So one of them came loose. I'll have to retighten that one. And that looks to be the middle, I think. Let's see. Yep, it was the middle. And usually you'll want to try to adjust to make these like even, essentially. So I'm putting this one in the middle. Let me twist this one again. There we go. And I'm actually going to take all these out so I can crimp them properly. Like I said, you'll probably want to use a crimp tool. I don't really feel like buying one for this, like a DuPont one. It's sort of specific, so I don't understand why I would need that personally. So, how it's going to look is you're going to fit it in as so. And it's going to be right around there where it's going to fit in. And then I'm going to try to press this down as so. Yeah, so trying to make sure this back piece goes on correctly, so let me close this up. Again, it'll be much easier with the proper tools. Oh, you can actually just sort of use your fingers and then use the pliers afterwards. Maybe. Sorry if I'm not talking, I'm just really trying to concentrate right now. Alright, I got it. So voila. that's how it looks. Not too bad, huh? First try. That's the first one. And like I said, it will go into one of these male connectors right here. So I just need to finish up the other two. I'm going to do those off camera, so you don't have to sit here and watch me try to finagle these again. And then I'll come back once I'm finished. Alright, so I got two perfect ones right here. And then my last one, for some reason the edges were sort of harsh, so I'm going to try to push this down some more. But I don't know how the hell they sent this to me, but it was really hard to push. There we go. There we go. All set. So now I have the three connectors, and they're going to slide into the other one. I have a perfect Y cable. And this is the part list that I have. I'm hoping I can focus into this. Maybe I'll do autofocus for this one. There we go. So this is everything I got. Like I said, I'm missing one of the uncoded pin terminals. So I need to get another one of those, unfortunately.
Alright, so we're back. My parts actually finally came in.
We're gonna open this. Jesus, they sent so much nonsense. There we go. So as you see, this is the missing one. And then now I'm going to find cable 1. And if this looks different, this is because I'm switching over to, I switched to the iPhone. So it makes it a little bit easier for me to handle and focus in and whatnot right now. Okay, so the cable that I'm holding right now over here is number 1. Excuse my nails right now. But let's come on, focus. There we go. 1, and then 2 and 3. So we're gonna plug in number 1, which is this, into number 1 on this, which once I find it, come on, 1 all the way to the left. I forgot on this was actually the reverse plug, so we're actually going to plug it in all the way to the right, and then slide it in. You'll hear it click, of course. I'll push it in some more just in case. And if you notice the metal isn't going all the way in, that's because I didn't push it small enough with the pliers. So I'm going to use the pliers to make this a little bit smaller, make sure it fits. So funny enough, you'll see this sticking out. Looks like when I crimped it, I had extra metal on the back that I didn't know was supposed to be cut off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some electrical tape and I'm going to tape this off on each one and make sure they don't touch, and it'll be perfectly fine. And I'll also wrap individually these wires so they sort of stay together and look a little better. Alright, so always gotta use the pry tool. Okay, so I just want to test this works. So as you see, we have the main cable here. It'll go to each one of these. So what we'll do is we'll connect some of these right now. Oh, that is flipped, so boom. That'll be this one. It's a little bit hard to do with one hand, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so I'm gonna turn the car on. Ah, look at that. Just like that, it works. And then the bottom one still works too. I got actually to snap this back on. It looks like I had to just come up a little bit more and then just push it all the way back. The fitment isn't perfect, but I'm probably gonna fix that later. Alright, so I was actually able to fix the fitment. I just took the 3M out. And then actually it looks like when you do the LCI, you just push up further and then you just really push hard in and then you'll hear it snap in. With the redline mount, it makes it push out, so it's harder to snap back in, it seems like. So that looks like to be the reason. Well, overall, it looks pretty good.
So hopefully you enjoyed that video. I'm hoping like more tutorials, better camera angles next time around I do something like this. Maybe like 3 different camera angles with tripod set. That way it makes it a little bit easier for you to really see what I'm doing. I know it was a little bit harder to see the beginning when I was using a Sony to focus in on certain items. I noticed the iPhone's a little bit better than that, than the Sony to do that automatically. So I'm probably going to use that moving forward for videos like this. And then I'll use the Sony as like B-roll stuff. So hopefully you did like this. Hopefully it was informative. I hope to bring some more informative videos for you, especially for retrofits. And see you soon.